Welcome to Repum Group's Item 24, where we take you a step beyond the standard FDD. We asked ourselves, why stop at 23 items when some of the most important insights live beyond the page? Here we're breaking down the inner workings of franchising and sharing real-life strategies and stories that drive the industry forward. Welcome to another episode of Item 24, where we're going to talk today about emerging brands and trends that are happening in some great industries within franchising. So one of the first ones I want to talk about is just care in general. So when you think about senior care, when you think about pet care, when you think about child care, they're all buzzwords in franchising, have been for a while, but they're really growing, and there's reasons for that. So let's talk about senior care first. Why is senior care growing so much? Well, for most people, it's obvious. Our population in the U.S. is aging. The baby boomers are all aging, and they need help as they get older, right? They need places to either live or they need to stay in their homes, and they need assistance. And so the senior care industry has grown substantially over the last couple of decades. But in franchising in general, we're seeing the rise of a lot of great brands come out there. And so we have a partner called Second Family right now that we work with. That's an emerging brand. And what we've seen is the demand is so high for the reason I just stated, which is there's just so much demand out there. And frankly, they can't meet the demand with the amount of seniors that are looking for care out there today. The other side of it is the non-human side, but the pet side. So when you think about dogs and cats in particular that are being either groomed or cared for, the rise of how many people purchase dogs pre-COVID versus post-COVID is substantial. Post-COVID, it's unbelievable how many households have dogs today. And the demand for need of either getting groomed, dogs getting groomed, or care for dogs, dog walking, so on and so forth, is just on the rise. And so we've seen a lot of great brands come out of the woodwork in that space, whether it is a dog walking business to a grooming business to a business that has all of those under one roof. And one particular brand we work with is called the Dog Stop, and they have several of those under one roof in a nice retail facility. So we feel that that industry is growing, and the reason for it is, again, the demand for those particular segments within that space is the fact that more people are owning pets today than ever before in the US. So another industry that we want to talk about today is the health and wellness industry and fitness. This is near and dear to my heart. I was a fitness owner of a franchise called CycleBar. My business partner and I had 15 locations in 7 states in the boutique fitness segment. And so I've been close to this industry for over a decade. And, you know, what I think is changing and shifting always within that space, whether it's fitness or recovery, is new modalities and new things that people uncover that help people recover faster. And so when you think of, let's talk about recovery first and health and wellness, people are working out more so than ever, and they're doing it in a different manner than they did the generation prior. So there's a lot of boutique fitness studios that have come out and opened in the last decade. And so you're seeing thousands of different modalities and locations out there open today for you to have anything from a HIIT class, which is a high intensity interval training class, all the way down to a Pilates class, right? Which is less impactful from a standpoint of intensity. So when you think about that, though, everyone wants to recover. What people have found is that recovering your muscles, whether it's cold plunging or IV drips or what have you, are ways to keep your body more in check and less injuries when it comes down to it. Another way of that working and to an advantage over the last couple of years is stretching. So stretch locations have come out, and all they do is stretch you out. Why is that so important? Why is it so popular right now? It's because people have realized if you don't stretch and you don't do it on a regular basis, you're more prone to injuries, especially if you're doing high intensity training. And so the rise of that's been big. And then the other side is just wellness. I think when people think about health and wellness and what that segment's doing over the last decade, it is a huge part of what is working in the retail sector today. And the reason for that is I think more and more people work from home. More and more people, again, are working out more, and they need a place to go and feel like they're getting pampered a bit, but also feel like they can recover and have some wellness around it, whether it's detoxing with an infrared sauna or a cold plunge as a couple of examples. So those are some of the things I'm seeing with the industry trends within those spaces today. One more industry that I want to talk about today is home services in general. So home service has been increasing dramatically with growth in the franchising sector over the last decade. And again, is one simple reason for that. There is more and more home service businesses on the rise as a result of less of your consumers wanting to do their own services in their own homes. Handyman, for example, lawn care, Christmas lighting, holiday lighting, whatever you want to call it. All of those services now are available, and the busier our lives are, and again, usually now with two individuals, the mom and dad working, there is less time to do things for their own house. And so as a result, they hire out for it. And I think that's the main reason you're seeing the rise for services that otherwise probably didn't even exist 10, 15 years ago, and were different a generation ago.